Good evening and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. I'm Katie Looper leading our news tonight. This past Wednesday, Lynette Nelson of Fairbanks started driving the Alcan headed for the lower 48. Monty Bowen reports she is a mother determined to make sure justice is done in the death of her daughter.
Last month, family and friends of Crystal McMartin gathered at Golden Heart Plaza in downtown Fairbanks to remember her birthday.
She would have been 26 today. It's very hard. Her mother's doing a fantastic job of trying to turn everything into positive.
Crystal's mother, Lynette Nelson, is a woman on a mission.
My daughter, Crystal McMartin, was murdered in June the 22nd of 2012, and it's just now getting ready to go to trial here in May.
Lynette was holding a garage sale when we spoke with her.
Yes, I'm selling my whole life.
She said she was selling most everything she owned to move to Arizona, where her daughter was stabbed to death. She plans to be there for the suspect's trial.
Well, maybe then I'll be able to begin my life and actually have a life again and get some closure.
The death of her daughter has dominated Lynette's life, and she can think of little else.
It's one thing to lose an elderly mother that has had a full life, but Crystal had so much potential, and she was going places, big places, and she had everything. And yes, it is. Losing her, I lost a piece of myself.
Lynette doesn't know if she'll be back to Fairbanks, but she says there's no way to thank people who helped her through this.
I'm in awe. You know, I grew up here, Crystal grew up here, Brittany grew up here, our whole family, and now this is pulling us away, but it's also bringing us closer together in a lot of ways, and I just want to thank the whole community for all the support that we've been given.
25-year-old Joseph Michael Matthews has been charged with kidnapping and murder in the case. His trial is set for May of 2015. This is Monty Bowen reporting.
Now that school is back in session and cold season is here, kids were offered free health screenings today to check up on their health. Here's more. Today was the Alyeska Best Beginnings Health Fair at Pioneer Park. Hundreds of families came to take advantage of the many free health screenings available to their kids.
We think that by providing an event like this, it'll help families understand the importance of caring for those kiddos in ways of health, in ways of social skills, in ways of all kinds of development, so that, you know, we have great members of society that will be there in the future.
They had free vision, hearing, height, weight, and dental screening, along with an abundance of kids' games and activities. They even had a special appearance from the Tooth Fairy.
The ladies that run this, the Best Beginnings Fair, they always love it when the Tooth Fairy comes, and we always kind of have to pull strings, and I've actually done it a couple years now, so the kids always seem to have a good time just enjoying, and it makes it a positive experience because not everyone loves coming to the dentist.
Not only did the adults think it was a beneficial event and pocketbook saver, but the kids got to have a good time as well.
I just enjoy that they like learning about health, and we didn't do the screening, but you know, they get to see that it's available, and then there's a lot of, you know, talk about like quitting smoking and no alcohol and stuff like that. I think it's wonderful.
I think the most beneficial aspect is that it gives me peace of mind knowing that my children are good in some areas, and that if they do need help, then I know that they'll identify it and let me know where I need to go and give me the resources I need to help my kids.
Reporting from Pioneer Park, this is Katie Looper. We all know Fairbanks is called the Golden Heart City, and it's for a reason. The community is filled with people who continuously donate to our numerous nonprofit organizations, and one group is taking that to another level. It's called 100 plus Golden Heart Women Who Care, and the purpose is to donate over the course of a year to local charities. It started as a nationwide movement, and now a group of Fairbanks-based women have decided to bring it here. Members commit to donating $100 and attending meetings with the others involved. The women involved say this is an opportunity to donate to causes to the Golden Heart City and make contributions to the numerous organizations who call Fairbanks their home.
The idea is that we want to keep these local. These won't be for national charities, but for local charities that are based here in the interior and that benefit the residents in the interior. The goal is to present $10,000 in donations each quarter to a local charity who can really use the money.
We'll have more when the weekend's only televised newscast returns. Stay with us. Welcome back. While the danger from winter weather varies across the country, Alaskans have some of the most extreme. It's time now we get prepared. Here's more in this report. With frosty mornings and falling leaves, the season is shifting and winter is approaching. With the change of season, it's necessary for us Alaskans to winterize and take special precautions for the winter ahead. This week, we've talked to some local experts around town on what you can do to better prepare for winter. First, we spoke with Ashley May, naturopathic doctor, and colleague Michael Johnson about what you can do to take care of your health during the seasonal flu time.
One thing I always tell people is to make sure that they exercise, so do some light exercise, make sure you're doing some walking, and basically just keeping your immune system up through exercise, and then also reducing stress, because the more stressed you are, the more it can weaken your immune system.
The 2011 Hygiene Institute study showed that if you just wash your hands, people who wash their hands are twice as less likely to get the flu and colds.
Due to extreme Alaskan temperatures, it's crucial to take care of our homes and vehicles. Ryan Prashon from the University Fire Department gave us a few tips.
We want to make sure that our vehicles are serviced properly, make sure that we have survival gear, and that includes jacket, hat, gloves, coat, just anything to make sure that you stay warm. I would definitely suggest cleaning out your chimney, checking your smoke alarm, making sure that they work properly, limiting the use of extension cords, as well as servicing any of your heating appliances.
And lastly, the best thing we can do in negative temperatures is dress warmly. Up at UAF, they hosted their annual winter warm-up. Staff and faculty dropped off clothes, furniture, and appliances to the Wood Center in advance. Then students lined up anxiously at the door, ready to rummage.
This is the reason why we call it a winter warm-up. We want to help prepare our students for the winter. So we really try to focus on donations such as jackets and boots and hats and scarves and mittens.
We have a lot of international students that come for a very, very chilly winter in Alaska, and sometimes they've never experienced snow, sometimes they've just never experienced below zero, and giving them the opportunity for free coats and free winter gear is perfect because usually those things cost hundreds of dollars, and they're students and they don't have that sort of money. So here at the winter warm-up, we're providing them that opportunity to get something for free that'll keep them nice and warm for aurora viewing and a nice winter here in Alaska.
Living in the extreme conditions of Fairbanks, it's important to be prepared before winter strikes. This is Katie Looper reporting. Earlier this week, the United Way of the Tanana Valley kicked off their annual fundraiser campaign. Funds raised will be distributed among the 21 agencies that are supported by the United. Tonight, we begin the series with the Fairbanks Community Food Bank. Here's more with Mike Schultz.
The United Way campaign picks up speed. The next big task is to determine the allocation of funds for the 21 agencies that serve in the Fairbanks area. One of those agencies is the Salvation Army, which is directed by Major Kevin Botchin. I sat down with Kevin to ask him several questions about the United Way's involvement with the Salvation Army and the impact it has.
Well, a couple years ago, we started a new program, with an after-school program for low-income families, and it allows us, the money we get from United Way, we direct it to the youth programs for our after-school program. We charge the families a nominal amount. It's $10 a month per family, not per kid. So if they have 5 kids, it's still only $10 a month. And if you ever had kids in daycare, you know that doesn't cover, that's not even a drop in the bucket compared to most costs. And when you do that, just so the parents have some buy-in, because we want these kids to be in a safe environment. And so the monies we get from United Way allows us to keep these kids in a safe environment, to have staff on board to entertain the children, to educate them. We have, with our after-school program, we have tutoring time, we have reading time, we have game time, we have outside people come in all the time. We actually have somebody from the college that comes in and gives a cooking class once a week. So the United Way money helps us to make an impact in children's lives.
Most importantly, what does he consider a fulfillment of the Salvation Army for the Fairbanks area?
Well, this time of year reminds me of when we're actually distributing the gifts on the distribution day for Christmas. And seeing the mothers or the fathers' eyes light up or even start crying from joy, realizing that the bare Christmas tree at home is suddenly going to have toys for their children. And just seeing the tears of joy.
In the coming weeks, we'll have more agencies that benefit from your contributions to the United Way. Mike Schultz reporting.
Coming up in sports with Austin Buchanan, he will take you to last night's football action. Also, West Valley winning a championship today. That and more coming right after this. Stay tuned.